America's 250th birthday is being run by a shadow company you've never heard of. Freedom250 has raised millions of dollars. It's selling access to the president, and it won't tell you who's paying or where the money goes. This is how Trump hijacked America's birthday. By rewriting the rules to let the ultra-wealthy and politically connected take advantage of the American people. I'm Congressman Jared Huffman. I lead the Democrats on the House Natural Resources Committee. We've spent the past year trying to uncover the truth about what happened, and I want to walk you through exactly what we've found. So how did this private company end up running America's official 250th celebration, siphoning off millions of taxpayer dollars and harvesting Americans' personal data? Let's start at the beginning. In 2016, Congress did something rare. Republicans and Democrats came together and created a commission called America 250 to plan the 250th. They built it to be nonpartisan on purpose, so no president could ever make the country's birthday his own. The America 250 Commission was well underway to honor the anniversary with expertly planned festivals, activities, and unifying events to celebrate our country and its founding. Then, Donald Trump decided he wanted something different. He wanted a party he could use for his own personal, political, and financial gain. So first, he tried to take over America 250. His appointee to the commission teamed up with the Speaker of the House in an attempt to push 4 commissioners out of their seats and replace them with MAGA loyalists. When that didn't work, Trump created his own shadow entity to circumvent and supplant America 250. They call it Freedom250. On paper, it's a shell company registered in Delaware through the same anonymous vendor the president uses for his other businesses. But this LLC is different. It was lodged inside the National Park Foundation, the charity that's funded our national parks for 50 years. Think about why you'd do that. As part of a charity, the LLC could take in huge sums of money without ever naming who or where it came from. This arrangement lets them sell access to the president, collect checks from anyone willing to pay, and keep every donor's name secret, all under the banner of a trusted American institution, the National Parks Foundation. Then they starved America 250. Congress had set aside $150 million to celebrate our 250th. The America 250 Commission was promised $100 million of that funding. But in November of 2025, the White House told the America 250 chairwoman she would only get $50 million. And in the months that followed, they whittled it down to just $25 million. The rest of the money was taken by Freedom250. Between this and other redirected funds, hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars are now unaccounted for. Now follow the money, because this is where it gets worse. Freedom250 went after the real commission's corporate sponsors, not just donations, but a quid pro quo of access to Trump in exchange for cash. Lockheed Martin, ExxonMobil, Chevron, MasterCard, United Airlines, United Health. Most of these corporations are lobbying and trying to win contracts from the same government that's now selling them special access. And as they wrote their checks to Freedom250, the president was trading their stocks and posting their ticker symbols online to juice their values. Trump's cronies were then deployed across the globe to solicit money from foreign governments. The CEO of Freedom250 flew to Davos, stood in front of a room of foreign governments and asked them, in his words, how they wanted to shape America's birthday. Foreign governments shaping our 250th. He called it marketing freedom. According to a whistleblower, not everyone who donated money to Freedom250 knew that's what they were doing. Fundraisers misled donors who intended to support the America 250 Commission by giving them Freedom250's banking information. And through this bait and switch, contributions meant for the nonpartisan birthday foundation were routed to Trump's shadow corporation instead. This is potential wire fraud. And Freedom250 has been collecting more than money. Its website runs through a company owned by Brad Parscale, the president's longtime digital strategist. Every American who signs up for a free event even the families who registered for the World Cup fan zone on the National Mall, hands over a name, a location, and a phone number that feeds straight into a political operation built to profile and target voters. Americans just wanting to celebrate our nation's 250th birthday are unknowingly signing up to potentially have their data harvested and added to Trump's campaign operation. While Trump and Freedom250 are pretending this celebration is about America's history, they've been forcing public servants across the country to erase our country's real story from parks and public spaces. Park rangers were given marching orders to take down factual signs about slavery, climate change, and the forced removal of Native Americans. And in their place, Trump and his political allies have been pushing their sanitized and distorted version of history. They paid out 10 million taxpayer dollars for a fleet of trucks running PragerU videos and an AI-generated George Washington that tells school kids that their rights are a gift from God, something the real Washington never said. They're parading these proselytizing propaganda trucks in front of schools on your dime. They've turned what should be a non-political unifying celebration of America's 250th into a right-wing Christian battering ram aimed at breaking down what Thomas Jefferson called the wall of separation between church and state, enshrining their extreme version of Christianity as our de facto national religion. This agenda is not subtle. It fuses white Christian supremacist identity with history revisionism, insisting the nation's founding, its laws, and our fundamental rights are rooted in the Christian Bible rather than the revolutionary principle of self-government. Their own documents are littered with proof that for them, this anniversary is not actually about America, it's about promoting two things: Christian nationalism and Donald Trump. An internal playbook called for scripture readings and worship nights on the National Mall as official birthday programming. They peddled sponsorship packages and photo ops with Trump at $10 million a pop. A UFC ring was built on the south lawn of the White House, not for the 4th of July, but for the president's 80th birthday, with seats that ran $1.5 million and went to executives from the companies his government is supposed to regulate. They handed out contracts to Trump's closest allies, including Event Strategies, Inc., one of the masterminds who orchestrated the rallies surrounding the January 6th insurrection. For every fact we've unearthed in this investigation, we've had to fight to get it. The Republican majority in Congress has far more power than we do to demand answers, but instead of joining us in serious oversight, they've used their power to do the opposite. They've blocked our requests, shielded the individuals and entities involved, and refused to hold a single hearing on any of this. They are shielding bad actors instead of holding them accountable. So today, against the obstruction and resistance of our Republican colleagues, we are dragging this fiasco out of the shadows and shining a bright light on the corruption and fraud surrounding Freedom250. America turns 250 years old only once. We should be celebrating this anniversary together, with patriotism and integrity. This milestone was paid for by every generation that built this country. But Trump has tried to quietly steal it, warping it into a celebration for one man and weaponizing it to advance his own personal, political, and financial interests. This is bigger than one anniversary. The political and legal machinations that brought us to this point are a potential blueprint for others who seek to betray the public trust, take something the public loves, run dark money through it, sell access, and make sure the details are hidden from public scrutiny. It worked this time. We can't allow it to happen again. For the next government program, the next fund, the next thing that's supposed to work for all of us to be exploited and misused this way. That's why we have to confront this grift and corruption right now. We laid out in meticulous detail how it happened, not to tell you what to think about America's 250th anniversary, but so you'd know what they've done in our name, so that you have the facts to decide for yourself whether it's acceptable. 2 days from now, Americans of all walks of life will gather to celebrate our 250th anniversary. It's a moment for all of us to reflect on what this country stands for and who it belongs to. 250 years ago, our founders made a statement that America belongs to the people, not to powerful tyrants. We think America still belongs to all of us, to you, and we will fight to keep it that way.